Hello. Sorry, that was so awkward. I'm sorry. Guys, it's me, Nevaeh. So, welcome back to another video on my channel. So, long time no see. Listen, I can explain. I'm not even sorry that I took a break because I needed it. These past few weeks have been the most confusing couple weeks ever. Life for me has just been filled with like a lot of uncertainty, and things have just been changing a lot within myself and like in my family and my household, and just like everything is just kind of all over the place. Not been feeling like myself very much. Because of that, I went to this video basically talking about like how to get out of your own way. If you feel like you're kind of limiting your own potential and you feel like you're just holding yourself back from achieving a lot of things, I'm gonna be giving you guys some tips that I've been doing and will continue to do as I try to kind of bring myself back up as we enter a new season and kind of like rebrand myself a little bit, I guess. Anyways, before we get any further into this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's hop right into the video. Tip number 1 is to identify your limiting beliefs. What are things that are keeping you from achieving your goals? What's stopping you? And like, what do you believe? If you're constantly talking negatively about yourself or thinking negatively about yourself, what are those negative thoughts? And how could those thoughts be limiting you to not achieving your goals, if that makes sense? Going into my next tip, which is to write everything down. This includes your feelings, things you want to stop doing, things you want to start doing. Write down how you're feeling, write down what you want to change about yourself or like in your life, and write down some things that you can start incorporating to add better habits into your lifestyle and to kind of get rid of the limiting or negative beliefs that you may have about yourself. I think it's really important to write this stuff down because you can kind of have a clear view of like, okay, this is how I'm feeling, this is how I want to feel, what can I do to achieve my goal of being happier or like achieve the goals that I have on this better side, if that makes sense. Also, kind of going along with that, my third tip, which is setting goals. With this one, it's really just self-explanatory, but make sure when you are setting goals for yourself, when it comes to like setting new goals, new habits, whatever, just make sure that your goals are achievable and realistic. Like, it doesn't need to be anything super major. It's little changes or little goals that you can achieve to just prove to yourself and like your subconscious mind, like, I can do these little things, then I can achieve bigger things, if that makes sense. Don't limit yourself to goals, but also don't start with super major goals. You want to start pretty minimal, because then your brain will be like, okay, if I can do this, then I can do this, and like you can kind of gradually increase the difficulty of your goal as you go on. Tip number 4 is to be kind to yourself and to take care of yourself. When you feel good, like mentally, physically, emotionally, you're gonna better like achieve your goals, and that's gonna help you to not hold yourself back so much. At least that's what I've noticed. Having that extra time to take care of myself, I definitely have noticed a difference in like my confidence, and it kind of, that confidence in myself makes me feel like I can achieve a lot more. Going along with this, another thing too that's really important when it comes to like self-care is make sure that you are prioritizing solitude as well as your social life too. I noticed a decrease in my anxiety as well as an increase in my confidence when I kind of forced myself to get outside. When I was isolated, I felt alone. When I felt alone, I felt like depressed. And when I was depressed, I didn't want to do anything. So make sure you have a good balance with spending time with yourself and other people, because both of those are both equally important. Step number 5, I believe, is to take it one step at a time. When you're trying to achieve goals and accomplish something, you need to remind yourself that you don't need to rush. The more you try to rush it, you're going to set too high expectations of yourself, and you're going to be burning yourself out doing stuff that you like, rushing something that you don't need to be rushing. Regardless, you're gonna get it. Like, if you believe it, if you work towards it, you're gonna get what you want to achieve, but you don't need to do it in like such like a timely manner because there's so much time. Seriously, guys, take it slow. And when you take things slow, time moves a lot slower, and then you don't feel like you have to rush. You know what I mean? Tip number 6 is to get a planner. I recently got a planner from Walmart. It was like $6. You can get a planner from literally anywhere: Amazon, Target, Walmart, Five Below, literally wherever. I've noticed that having a planner has helped me a lot with like the structure and like my days and my weeks, and I'm able to kind of prioritize and see what I have coming up, what deadlines are when, and that kind of helps ease my anxiety a little bit. So like when I plan everything out, it helps me to see like what days I have free that I'm able to, I don't know, hang out with friends or spend time alone or have a reset day. Going along with this too, one of my other tips is to create a schedule. Creating a schedule for yourself really does help with structure, and it helps you to kind of find balance in your life. But I feel like when you have structure and you have a routine, it kind of gets you out of like that spiral of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it like kind of leaves you out of that uncertainty a little bit. I've noticed I don't really like impulsive things. I like to like know what I'm doing before I do it, so I can like mentally prepare for it. It just makes you feel a lot more productive too. Like when you have everything written down, you have a routine and you have a schedule, like definitely just recommend it. Even just writing a to-do list every day, if you don't have a planner, trust, just do it. Number 8 is to practice mindfulness. I definitely notice a difference when I allow myself to just be at peace. I notice a decrease in my anxiety. I notice I'm taking things a lot slower. I notice I'm not like in a rush to do everything, and I'm just kind of like more calm. Like things feel a lot slower and not so like, you know what I mean? Like I just feel kind of like, okay, like if I feel like I'm in like a stressful situation or I'm gonna get overwhelmed, I'll be like, okay, just take like 3 deep breaths, close my eyes. Visualization is another really good thing that I like to do with my therapist, which definitely calms me down when I'm feeling like really anxious or really tense. I think mindfulness and being present is just something that everyone needs to invest in. And literally, like I said, you can just do like 5 minutes of meditation. I have to do like a guided meditation. I just find those a lot easier. There's so many like 5-minute ones that you can do. But number 9 is to invest time into a hobby. This is something that I feel like has also helped me lately because I feel like this can help keep you busy, gives you like balance, increases your productivity, and also I feel like it kind of heals your inner child in a way, because I feel like when we were younger we always had like hobbies, but I feel like when you're older you kind of have to like force yourself to do those hobbies because it's not like through your school or whatever. So I feel like it's really good to invest in a hobby. And you know, being older, it's kind of like, oh, what's the point of a hobby? But like when I think of hobbies, I think of like, oh, cooking and going to the gym or playing a sport, but it really doesn't have to be that intense. They can be as simple as like baking or coloring or doing your makeup or doing your nails. Here's a list. I put a list on the screen if you want to take a screenshot of it or whatever, and you can use that to get some ideas if you're thinking of investing time into a new hobby. So tip number 10 is to step out of your comfort zone. Like one of the most common things that you hear all the time in any video like this. But when I say step out of your comfort zone, I don't mean that it has to be like super intimidating or like a huge jump out of your comfort zone. It can be as simple as going to the library to do your homework instead of staying in your bed and doing your homework. And this is going to lead into my next point, but I was basically saying that like when you kind of step out of your comfort zone, it can like provide change of scenery, which is going to lead into my next point. My next point is to changing your environment and your surroundings. Again, this is something that I've been doing a lot recently, and I've definitely noticed a difference in like my mood and just like myself in general. It unlocks a lot of new opportunities and experiences. It can also increase your productivity as well. You're more motivated when you're in like a new surroundings because it's not the same space that you've been in. Tip number 12 is to invest into therapy or healing from your past. So I know not everyone can afford therapy, and that's totally fine, but really if you can just talk to anyone, like a friend or a partner, it's really good to just kind of release any tension that you may be holding on to, any stress or tension from anything that may be bothering you. Therapy can really help you to kind of see things in different ways, help you understand why you may act the way you do or why you may do certain things, and it helps you to like heal from trauma. It also just helps you to understand yourself a lot better, which can then help you like figure out what you need to become better, if that makes sense. If you cannot afford therapy or it's not really an option for you right now, that's totally understandable. Talking to a friend is good, something I recommend, or even just doing journaling, shadow work specifically. There are so many shadow work prompts on Pinterest that you can find, like whatever you feel like you need to heal from, whether it's your inner child or if you need help with confidence or if you need help with self-awareness, whatever it may be. Like there's so many. Those are just some ways to help you kind of heal from any past traumatic experiences, and those are going to help you to kind of not feel so like trapped and like afraid of like any new opportunities or like unlocking new experiences, which is one of the reasons that you may be holding yourself back, maybe from like past trauma, for example. So that is all that I have for you guys today. I was really glad I was able to film this video for you guys, and I hope to get it up very soon. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and bear with me as I try to make more content for you guys. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.